Hey Dom, hey Ola, whoever else. I'll be answering my 15 questions now. Um, in terms of music and sound production, I had no ethical qualms. All work I've produced is my own, using stock sounds in Logic Pro and using my microphone and equipment for Foley production. The same can be said for my graphic design elements. All design assets for this project have been produced by me and using my own work and Adobe stock imagery. Things like got like health increments here, earlier versions of the health bar, a pause menu type thing, like a brushed aesthetic, settings, a font. Um, Two, I've had to work hard to try and make my music a professional standard. I spent many hours on mixing and mastering to make sure these sounds and music sound great. Um, my graphic design discipline has been a huge help with my asset production for this project. I've had an easy time collaborating with my team to create things within Illustrator. Um, Without my music production expertise, I don't think we would have such an understanding of Foley and sound design. And uh, five, on my end, I think things have gone pretty smoothly. I've had some problems outside of uni, but um, they've affected my ability to fully sunk in the proper time I've needed to for this assessment. Um, but yeah, as you can see, I've got some things here. Six, I've contributed somewhat to the project so far. As the third year, it's been difficult for me to stay on top of this assessment as well as everything else going on. And with me through the thick of it, I would love to do more. I would love to help and contribute more to the actual game dev portion of this project. Most of my challenges have come from outside the project, but I've had some software problems with Ableton here. My files would get corrupted and they wouldn't open properly, so I switched full time to Logic. Hell yeah. Yeah. So cool. Yeah. So I've thrown some initial sounds and songs into the group chat and gotten feedback, and I've made changes as we collaborate on how the game should sound. The same with the graphic design and UX UI elements. Again, though, the question nine here. Again, my toughest moments have been outside the project in uni, and it's been a difficult semester. 10. Making the full switch to Logic Pro was a new method for me, and I was a little afraid at first, but it's so much more intuitive than Ableton. I'd only used it for the most simple things before, but now I'm capable of so much more than what I've made before the switch. 11. With those difficulties overcome, and here's also some assets here. So cool. Whoa. Um, With these difficulties overcome, my future approach to this project will be all hands on deck. I'd like to commit serious amounts of time into this game. I have a real passion for music and graphic design and gaming, and I want to make this shine with my friends. Specifically for this project, I've worked on sound design. That's music, that's sound effects, that's menu noises, that's Foley. Like, let's play a sound effect here. Perfect. And so that's sound effects, that's menu noises, Foley. For our Foley design, our character wears wooden shoes. So for this, as you can see in my stand-up, I've been trying to post regularly. I wore a pair of wooden shoes to get the correct appropriate sounds. Uh, and then I brought them into Audacity here and cleaned them up, removed any other noises, and I converted them into MP3 format. And for music production, initially I was using Logic Pro, but then I switched to, I mean, initially I was using Ableton, and I switched to Logic Pro, where I'm using Chinese instruments and different sounds, like my other songs, using like zithers and Chinese violins and stuff like that. And then I layer them on top of each other with different effects and like bit crushing to give it more of like an 8-bit sound. And uh yeah, I'm having fun doing that. That's so cool. I love music. Question 13. No, up until this point, I've only had a couple hours a week to properly commit myself to this project. Question 14. With the problems I was dealing with sorted, I will be able to make the proper time commitments to this project and my teammates. Question 15. We've collaborated online and in person to achieve the outcomes we need. My team's feedback has been essential in creating the soundscapes for this project, and they really helped me rein in the UX UI design elements. Oh yeah, and I've also got these audio things I'm working on. Uh, use GitHub to push and pull everything, and I'm working on visuals too. I'm working on and I'd like to be included in some of the programming, but it looks like it's just Declan and Peter at the moment. But so cool. Woo! I think that's it. Peace.